Hey, Roger on that. So here, I'll run a gate for you right now.
Alrighty. I'm not so sure I should be even out here doing this, but I turned it towards you and thought I'd try, but the SWR is still pretty high.
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, I'm only getting you, I don't know if conditions are good. I was getting you 3.5. Maybe talk on this one for a bit and then jump over to your vertical and see what the difference is. Hey, Roger on that. I'll wait. Oh, that made a big difference. Right there, you had a lot more audio. You had about maybe 2 S units, but the audio is a lot better right there. I think that SWR was hurting you.
Yeah, I got too much reflect coming back on the other one, so, I was just using it to listen. It was kind of cool this morning. I turned it around and, it pretty much exclusively let me listen to the UK and not hardly anybody else.
It would be cool if you could set it up, because you have the high SWR right now, but if you could set it up for ears and then use your vertical for a mouth, that would be kind of cool.
Hey, Roger, yeah. Well, the thing about it is, though, is once I get this, dialed in, it should get louder than the ground plane, but as a matter of fact, I had, when I was playing with it, and it, we had it lower than it is right now. I was getting some really good reports, but he left it in a point where it's still way too high.
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, conditions are weird like yesterday where I'll have you coming in 5+ almost to 7, and then I'll have you drop down to 3. So I don't know if it's because I'm on the dipole or if it's just conditions are up and down again.
Yeah, it's always weird. Conditions are always strange, and and it's always depending on what the receiving station's capability is for pulling you in. I've got you about 7.8, 7.9, 7.8, 7.8 most of the time.
Yeah, I'm cheating a little bit. I'm doing about 250 whiskeys right now, so I'm cheating a little.
Yeah, I'm doing 100. Doing 100 right now, but hey, it is what it is. But now it is incredibly frustrating to have the other one up there and not be able to use it. But it's cool to turn it around and listen. It's still kind of enjoyable to listen.
Yeah, Roger on that, Roger on that. Let's see, I backed mine down. I'm doing about 180 right now.
Oh, I lost you there.
You lost me on that one? Because I kind of lost you there too. Yeah, conditions are really weird. I said I dropped down to about 180, but I'm back up to 250.
Yeah, well, whatever it was, conditions or whatever, but it took you right out of there, and then once you put it back to 250, you was back up at about a 7.8.
Let's see here. I'm about 150 right here, about 150 whiskeys.
About a 6, maybe 6.7, maybe, on the high point.
Okay, let's try this. Now I'm about 100 whiskeys.
About a 3.
Okay, I'm back up to 250.
Yeah, it came back up around 6.7. It's conditions moving around. What have you been up to out there?
Oh, not much. And then I want to state for the record that was for scientific purposes only. I am back to 3.5 watts, and that test was for scientific purposes only. QSO.
Oh, absolutely. I'm totally on board. Yes, absolutely. Well, I guess as we come up here, the SWR probably drops off even more and more and more. If we could have kept going up to 28 or something, I probably could have talked up in 10 meters, although I don't talk up in 10 meters. I'm not licensed for that.
Yeah, Roger, I'm not either. How far could we go? I don't even look at the list to see how far you can actually go in 27 to where you're still. But I don't like getting in that gray zone or where I'm going to bleed over. But I wonder how, because my SWR on this thing, I could go into 10 meter and still have a flat SWR. But like you say, we don't have a license, so we're not going to go there. But I can go even higher.
Hey, Roger, on that, yeah, I don't know. It's a nice day out here, man. I wish I had my helper, but it's a nice day here. 60, almost 63 degrees and sunny.
Roger on that. So it's about the same here on the coast. Last time I looked at the weather thing, it said about 62 degrees and perfectly sunny and beautiful out right now. So it's kind of that time of the season, I guess, where we're kind of even, but our nights are cooler, are warmer, because it was only about 57 last night. It was freezing.
Hey, Roger, on that. Well, it still sounds pretty nice, But yeah, I was out yesterday evening out with my daughter and her family and my grandchildren,
Yeah, and it seems like kitty cats are like candy for coyotes. And then I told my wife, I was like, if you see one, there's others around, because those suckers work in teams. They're smart critters for sure, and they love kitty cats and little critters. So we had to round him up and get him in the house, because Random, something wrong with Random. Like anything that comes near the house, he fights it. I mean, he's chased off neighbors' dogs and stuff. And I'm like, Random, one of these days you're going to run into one of those German Shepherds and he's going to tear you up.
And Mr. Coyote will run into a cat one of these times that he's not expecting to be quite what he got a hold of. They do kind of take the cat back pretty often, but I've seen a few cats that send them running. Roger?
Yeah, Roger on that. Well, Random was from the bushes, so but still, it was a big coyote. He's gotten to a couple scraps with the gray foxes here. He's 1 for 1. There was one day the fox got the better of him, and I had to take him in to get some stitches. And then the next day they got into it 3 times. They got into it in our backyard, in the front yard, and then in the neighbor's yard. And Random kicked the crap out of that fox that day. Kind of felt bad for it, but so I don't want him tangling with a coyote.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of strange out on the air today. It seems I have to admit I really enjoy it, because the weekends are it's just a big old cluster. You know what, man?
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, I was finished up with all my projects at work, and my next project, I probably won't have my stuff until Wednesday, so I asked my boss if I could have today off just to take care. I need to do stuff around the house, and so I haven't jumped down to any of the lower channels to see what's going on. I popped up here and then thought I'd send you a text, see if you were out there.
I'm glad you did. I appreciate it. I was just sitting here. What was I doing? I was watching some YouTube on the TV, and then some Stargate. And needless to say, I got your text, so I waddled over here, and said, I'll tune on that video. I just wanted to get around to you, but obviously it's not working out good enough yet. So that's disappointing.
Yeah, but once it's up there and everything's set, I think it's going to be really awesome. That was kind of like me. Like I'm still working on my Vector, because I don't know. I am tempted to buy a tuner, because every time I want to change. Like if I want to talk up here, like right now, I would have to go out there and adjust my gamma match and all that stuff, and hook it to my antenna tuner and get the SWR set for up here. I'm set for like 17 and below right now, like way down there to avoid you know who. So I know he won't go lower than 27165, and pretty sure he doesn't come up here. 3308 said he won't come up here, but he has messed with, when I was talking to 347, he came up and interfered with our QSO one day. So I don't know, maybe I should get an antenna tuner so I can just do it from the house instead of knocking my antenna down and testing everything and doing it, but I'll have to look into that.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, I've even thought about getting an antenna tuner for the interim time, in between whenever the antenna gets dialed in or whatever, just to use it. But I just hate being inefficient, because when you're doing that, man, it's like throwing wattage out the window because you've got a mismatch.
Yeah, Roger on that. That's what, like right now, I mean, I got a dead flat SWR, no reflect. I mean, I don't even think it's half a watt of reflect. My dipole, I don't know, I'm so amazed how just two pieces of wire like that can do so good.
Hey, Roger, yeah, I know, as far as from my radio to the first device, it's flat, but once it gets out past there, I'm not really seeing anything on the meter right now. I don't know why, but I'm going with it, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that. I don't know. I wish I could run my vector right now up here, but I guess if you're hearing me, I'll just leave it. But I'm definitely hearing you, so it's working out.
Oh yeah, I got you. You're down around a 4 or 5 right now. A while ago, you came up to about a 9, and then you went back down in the next sentence. Blow booming into here. And before that, I had it aimed up at the UK, and I was listening to the UK, Italy, and Germany, Ireland, Scotland, and a few others when I moved it a little bit. But it was kind of wild because, it just sort of cut off most of the United States, and I was listening to mostly, across the pond channel stations.
Oh, okay, Roger on that. Yeah, I wish I could hear, yesterday I could hear the East Coast, I could hear them talking to Ireland and England and Europe and all those places, but I was trying to listen. I could not hear the stations over the pond. I mean, I can hear the East Coast guys really good. I think I'm going to have to just drive up to my old spot up north from here and try and do some talking, because the last time I went up there, I was able to get those guys out there in Europe and England and Italy and all that stuff really good. But from my home 20, for some reason, I'm not hearing anything right now. My dipole last year, I was able to get England really good barefoot on my quad 5.
I don't know if you can even hear me now, John. I heard everything you said, but I was able to turn around to the UK there today, and normally, I hear them pretty good, but I had to go, and I was able to hear you really well, but it's really frustrating though. I've got to get myself I've got a AV switch here, but I just don't trust it, so I want to get one of the newer versions of it. Roger?
Roger on that. Yeah, I got a 3-way switch. I tested it one day. I put my temporary pole up with my A99 on it and my wire dipole, and I was bouncing back and forth, and boy, what a difference between the two antennas. But yeah, it didn't change my SWR, nothing, so I'm pretty happy with the 3-way switch that I bought.
Well, if you get a chance, man, send me like an Amazon link to it if you have one or anything like that, because I want one that's going to be tried and true tested. That's what I'm afraid of here with this DOSI. I'm afraid that if I add it in, it's going to cause a whole different situation with the SWR.
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, it's in the garage. I'll find it. I don't even remember where I ordered it from, so I'll take a look, and then I'll just check, see if I can find the receipt or anything. But I guess even if you have the name, or I show you a picture of the box, you can look it up, no problem. But I can't remember where I got it from.
That's cool. Yeah, all I need to know is model number, and the fact that it worked well for you is good enough for me. Darn, I mean, like I said, I've got 2 switch boxes here. They're both DOSIs, but I just want one that's going to be just a 3-way switch. I don't have to worry about being DOSI or nothing like that.
Yeah, check Roger on that. The day that I tested it, I had my A99 on my tripod, and it was only 6 foot at the base, and I had it kind of out in the middle of my yard, and then I had my dipole, and then I talked to Pete down the city below me, and I went back and forth, and he said when I went to my dipole, he could barely hear me. Then when I went to the A99, I came way up. And then when I was on my dipole, Hawaii couldn't hear me, but when I went to my A99, then Hawaii heard me. And I was like, wow, that was kind of weird. But for some reason, this dipole really shoots over to the northeast corner.
It seems to be geared more towards skip than it does, like local signals and stuff like that. I mean, it still picks up everything just fine. But it's like the long distance, the far away stuff, it really seems to amplify it, making it a lot louder. So, in your receive, you pick up a lot more, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, you started fading out there. You started out real strong, and then it slowly started fading. So I don't know if I'm making the trip, but it was funny. One, I think it was on a weekend. I listening to stations, and I couldn't really hear stuff, so I had my volume pretty loud. And then out of nowhere, 647 Gary down in Oxnard, the city below. Holy smokes! I mean, he about blew me through the back door. He came in so loud, and then he was laughing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on my vertical right now." And then, because normally when he's on his beam, I can barely hear him, and he can barely hear me. But holy moly, when he went to his vertical, about lifted me out of my chair. It was pretty funny.
That is funny. Actually, you came up over here. I've got you a lot better right now. I'm able to. There was a lot of noise coming in there with you before. You know what I'm saying? And now you come up out of the noise floor. You're still about a 5, but your audio carries the weight of your conversation, Roger.
Roger on that. Yeah, I was looking at my meter. I got you a solid 5 also, and yeah, your modulation's excellent. So definitely working out good.
Well, it's a good deal that we can sit here and talk back and forth with very little wattage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, what it looks like. I mean, it looks like well, I like it, the idea first of all, but it looks like his home exists among the greenery, not the greenery exists around his home.
Yeah, I mean, it's so beautiful up there. I would love to be able to go up there and just check it out. And he sent me a video one time of a surf spot on the other side of the island from him. And I checked it out, and man, there's really good surf. I don't know I think the water's cold on one side and warm on the other, but I was like, man, it is so awesome up there. I'd love to go up there and visit someday.
Roger. So, in other words, on the side nearest the coast is probably the warmest, because that's where it follows up all the thermal vein that runs, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about, the Ring of Fire.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him and see, because he showed one where the water was like 70 degrees or something, and then when I watched the video, the guys surfing, they're in like full wetsuits with hoods and gloves and everything, and it looked freezing cold. But I'll have to, next time I talk to him or message him on YouTube or something, I'm gonna ask him which side it's on.
Very cool. Well, you're up to about a 7 or an 8 right now. Your audio is, not up where you normally would be because of the conditions, but if they continue in the respect that they are going, you're going to get loud.
Yeah, you just came up as well. Let me back off the mic. I've been chewing on the mic a little bit, so I'm about 4 inches away from my mic now. I have a tendency, because I have my Astatic, the 6L6, the flag one, and I always keep my mouth right on that one, and I forget, don't do it on this mic, but I seem to chew this mic a lot.
Yeah, that's like on my 955, I've got an Astatic on it, and, it's got the lift guard, and, I always get right up there and make sure that I'm touching the lift guard.
Yeah, that's the way those ones work best. And then I forget when I'm using this cheap Superstar mic. Don't do that, because this thing's pretty hot anyways. And I heard myself on somebody's gate, and I was like, man, it sounded like I had a mouthful of marbles.
Yeah, that's like taking a T104 handheld and you start talking on it like you do in a static, and you'll sound like you just swallowed the microphone instead of talking on it.
Yeah, Roger on that. I have one of those D104 handhelds, and I had one of the guys down in Oxnard help me dial it in. So on my grant, I would run my mic volume about 90% on the radio, and then I'd have to back the volume on the microphone to about 3, and talk about 3 inches away from the mic, because he's just like, man, you sound like Cookie Monster or something, like just blasting through. So I had to work on that. I had a little issue about chewing on the mic.
Hey, Roger, on that, it would sound like the Cookie Monster. Funny. I'm trying to remember to short key, or not short key, to pause, short pause, you know. So anybody that needs to get in can get in. I've got such a habit of quick keying, man. I got to stop that.
Yeah, I was kind of starting to do the same thing just in case, but yeah, I'm pretty good about quick keying as well.